Hey y'all, I'm Mandy and this is Mandy in the Making. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What's for Dinner. So in my What's for Dinner videos, I share with you 3 really easy and delicious meals. I'm never gonna share with you anything that we don't love ourselves. So this first meal we're really excited about because it's really cold outside today and super windy and we just can't get warm. So this is a creamy chicken tortellini soup. So I've got my large Dutch oven heated to medium heat and it's been heating up for quite a little bit, so it's nice and hot. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon or so of olive oil in. And we're gonna saute our onions. Oh, that's hot. We're gonna saute these for about 3 minutes just to get them really soft. Now that those are soft, we're gonna add in our bell pepper and our carrots. We're gonna saute these for about 3 minutes. It's been a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in our garlic now for the last minute or so and saute that. So it called for 4 cloves of garlic. I think I did 5, maybe 6. And when I finished, you know what Steven said? He looks at it really close. You think that's enough garlic?
It's not enough.
So I'm gonna make a well here and we are gonna put both of our chicken breasts in here. These chicken breasts are pretty thick, so it's gonna take a few minutes for them to cook, probably 15 to 20 minutes. So we've got that there. Now I'm gonna add in our spices. I've got about a teaspoon of salt, about a half a teaspoon of black pepper, about a teaspoon and a half of dried thyme, and then crushed red pepper, about a 1/4 a teaspoon to a 1/2 a teaspoon of that. Gonna add that in. And now I'm gonna add in our chicken broth. Now this calls for 9 cups of chicken broth, but we are not gonna need that much because the tortellini that I have is pretty much already cooked. It just needs to heat through just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna bring this up to a boil. Now that it's come up to a boil, I'm gonna turn it down and we're just gonna let it simmer until the chicken is cooked all the way through. So you wanna make sure your chicken gets to 165 degrees internally. So what we're gonna do now is remove the chicken and put it over here on the cutting board. Now we're gonna turn this back up to medium heat. Now we're gonna add our tortellini. So this is 3 cheese tortellini. And like I mentioned, this is pretty much already cooked. It just needs to be heated through. So we're gonna let that hang out and I'm gonna come over here and shred this chicken. So Steven volunteered for this job. He's gonna cut it up a little bit first and then shred it a little more. And this is starting to bubble again, which is exactly what we want it to do. That tool works so well for lots of different things, but we love using it to shred chicken. So now that my sous chef has cut up all my chicken, I'm gonna add it back into the soup. Okay, so I know the recipe says 9 cups of the chicken broth. I did right around 4.5, 5 cups maybe, and I think it's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna add in our baby spinach leaves. Let that wilt down. I'm also gonna add in a couple of tablespoons of chopped parsley. Now I'm gonna add in 1/4 to 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. And it doesn't call for this, but this seems like to me, it needs Parmesan cheese.
Yay!
So we're gonna add that in. I know it's 3 cheese tortellini in there, I get that, but I just want some Parmesan cheese in here. So once all of that melts down, we're gonna be ready to eat.
I need to get warmed up.
I know.
It's gonna warm me up. Flavor of the soup is really, really good. Got a little hint of spice from the red pepper flake. Definitely get that. Flavor of the stock. Little creaminess in there with the heavy cream.
So this one is called a creamy chicken tortilla soup. Not tortilla, tortellini soup. However, it said it's a lighter version than and I totally agree because it's got so much of the chicken broth. It's not too thick and creamy, it's not too heavy. So I like that it's a combination of the two.
And you're gonna get really good flavor because you've got the carrots and onions and garlic, just really enhancing the flavors. So very good job.
Thank you.
I love the tortellini. I just love.
Yes.
I love the texture of it. I love how when you bite down into it, you get that little cheesy surprise.
Mm-hmm. And then we have our Sister Schubert's yeast rolls again this week. Mm-hmm. We love those. We can't ever be without those anymore, can we, guys?
I know.
All right, I'm gonna dig in. So this reminds me of chicken noodle soup, but it's different, but it's similar. Stephen called it super chicken noodle soup, but without the noodles. You sub the noodles for the tortellini. I think you could add celery to this. I think you could twist it up however you wanted to, but this is pretty perfect. I love it. So it's our second meal of the week, and today I am making it at lunchtime because I'm also cooking tonight, and I will be filming that as well. Normally I make my what's for dinners on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then I edit on Thursday, and it's up for you on Friday. This week on Monday, I had a massive migraine, so I did not cook. So I cooked last night, which was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. I'm gonna make lunch for us, and I'm also gonna do dinner, and that's our 3 meals for this what's for dinner. So with all of that being said, this would be a great lunch option. It's a little more involved than some of the lunch ideas that I shared on Tuesday. If you missed that video, I will link it here and in the description box below. If you're looking for really quick, easy, like 5-10 minute lunches, that's what that video has in it, and I plan to do more of those because y'all said you loved it. But if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. But we're having today for lunch grilled cheeseburger wraps and sweet potato fries in the air fryer. I'm excited about these cheeseburger wraps. It's a different twist on a regular cheeseburger, a little bit healthier. Let me show you. If you hear Steven in the background, he is on a conference call because it is during the day, so he's working. And also, you're probably gonna hear the air fryer in the background. That's one of the reasons why I don't use it in my videos a lot, because it's so loud. But I'm gonna go grab my air fryer and get the sweet potato fries in there. I'm not making these sweet potato fries, they're just the frozen kind from Walmart. Okay, so I've got 1 pound of lean ground beef. This is 93.7. I am going to brown this up. You could always put raw onion in your wrap. I'm not a huge fan of raw onion, so I had a little bit of red onion left. I diced that up. I am gonna go ahead and put that in here with the ground beef. Okay, now that it's pretty much done, it's just a little pink. We're gonna go ahead and add in about a tablespoon of the Dub sauce. And just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. And then also a tablespoon of ketchup. And lastly, I'm adding in a tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and about a half a teaspoon of onion powder. It called for a whole teaspoon, but since I already have onions in there, I figured I didn't quite need an entire teaspoon of that. So let's stir that around and finish cooking it until it's done. Okay, y'all, that's it. So this meal is about a 15-minute meal. So again, if you're at home for lunch and you have 15 minutes, this is a really quick one. It's not quite as quick as the others, but it ain't bad. So now what I'm gonna do is, I've got 3 tortillas out, one for me, Stephen, and Cole. I have a slice of American cheese that I just like broke in half so I could line it all the way down the middle on each of them. I'm gonna spoon some of the cheeseburger mixture on here, and then we're gonna do our regular toppings like we would a cheeseburger. So Cole jumped in here and saved the day because there's no way I could record this one-handed. And now comes the toppings. So we like ketchup and mustard on our cheeseburger, so that's what we're gonna do.
Cheeseburger wrap, is this what it is?
Yeah, it's a cheeseburger wrap. We got sweet potato fries, which of course Cole didn't eat because he's not a sweet potato fan. I'll get you a napkin, sorry. There you go.
Mm-mm.
Is that good?
Mm-mm. Tastes just like a cheeseburger.
Does it?
Yeah.
So in the meat, there's some ketchup, some Worcestershire sauce, some Parmesan cheese,
Yeah, I get all.
garlic powder.
Didn't taste the Parmesan, but
Yeah.
I see something in there that looks like cheese.
Yeah, there's a slice of American cheese in there.
And is there mayonnaise on this?
No, I didn't put
Okay.
any mayonnaise, just mustard and ketchup.
Okay, yeah, I can taste that. It's some good flavors in here for sure.
Awesome.
It's really good. Lettuce, tomato, pickles. Could use some onions on it though.
There's cooked onions in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, y'all, it is our 3rd meal of the week, and y'all know what that means. It is Subbie supper night. Tonight's Subbie supper comes from Dana. She lives in Texas. She is a single mom to an 18-year-old daughter, Sarah, who just recently moved out on her own. Dana loves to cook, and the recipe that she shared with me is one that her mom used to make for her when she was growing up. She just recently got the recipe from her mom. But her mom got it from Dana's, so I guess her mom's husband's Aunt Audrey. Did you follow that? Dana's great Aunt Audrey, this is her recipe, but her mom always made it for her. Dana wears a lot of hats. First of all, she has a ministry that helps families and their loved ones that are trapped in addiction. She is also starting a community service organization that teaches all things food and nutrition for optimal health. And Dana is a caretaker for an Alzheimer's patient. So Dana is a busy woman, but she does love to cook, and this is one of her favorite recipes from her childhood, so she shared it with me. I'm really excited to give it a try. It's just called sausage and rice, and it's a little bit different than anything I've ever seen. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just brown up our sausage in this skillet over here. I've got a large skillet here that does have a lid. I'm letting it come up to temperature. I will need the lid in just a little bit. But once it comes up to temperature, I will put this in there, we'll brown it up, and while I'm browning that up, I'm gonna cut up our veggies. Okay, now that our sausage has been cooked, we're gonna pour it over here and let it drain. Okay, now in the same skillet, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil just to make sure we have enough to saute our veggies in, but I'm gonna throw our veggies in. One thing I don't have is celery. My grocery store had some celery, but it didn't look very good, so I'm just gonna leave that out, but it does call for celery. The recipe is linked below. It's my favorite. So the recipe doesn't call for this, but I am gonna season our veggies just a little bit with some anti-no-nos, just because we love it. If you're looking for Auntie No-Nos, you can find it on auntienonos.com, or you can find it from Amazon too. They will ship it right to your door. I sauteed those for a few minutes. Now I'm gonna add our sausage back in. Let's add in 2 cups of water and a half a cup of rice. I did pre-rinse this. Okay, I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little bit, closer to high. And I'm gonna put the lid on this, and we're gonna cook this for about 15 minutes. It has come up to a boil, so I'm gonna stir it, and I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit, and we're gonna let it simmer for the remainder of the time. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. The next thing we're gonna add in is one of these packs, this Lipton soup, the chicken noodle soup. And we're gonna let this cook for another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna transfer it to a casserole dish and put it in the oven. Okay, it's been another 10 minutes. So now we're gonna transfer this to a baking dish, and it's gonna go in the oven at 350 for 40 minutes. It does need to be covered with aluminum foil before going in the oven.
Good.
It does.
It's like dirty rice, but
yeah, it kind of does look like dirty rice.
Lots of different things in there. That's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Lots of good flavor there. Very rich. Not too salty. Just the perfect blend. It's very balanced.
Does it remind you of dirty rice a little? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit? Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to give this one a try. Thank you, Dana, for sending this in. I've got a beggar over here. Lou, can you say hello? There's so many people who love you. Yeah, they do. Say send cheese. So this is delicious. It reminds me of, if you have Bojangles near you, it reminds me of their dirty rice. I think if I would have used either hot sausage, which honestly I was trying to use hot sausage in this, I just couldn't find any at the grocery store. Or if I could have added like some red pepper flakes, I think it really would taste like the one from Bojangles. But what were you wanting to say, babe?
The rice and the noodles are really soft, and they absorb all of that flavor. Mm-hmm. So it's just packed in every bite. Yeah,
it's really, really tasty. So this one is not as quick as some of the other ones have been, but it was definitely not hard by any means, and definitely worth it. Y'all should give this one a try. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's dinners. I know we sure did. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Are you recording?
I am.
Okay. Come over here.
Okay.
We're gonna sautee. We're gonna sautee. You wanna sautee something? A half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Did I say pepper?
No, you said pepper.
Oh, okay.
All right, take 3.